Yo, what up YouTube, what up boxing fans? E-King Fight News here to predict Gennady Golovkin versus Curtis Stevens. This is a very interesting fight. Gennady Golovkin is going up against a much different type of opponent that he's faced in the past. This is the kind of guy that is willing to stand at distance or on the inside and lead with counter left hooks and straight right hands along with a solid jab. So, Curtis Stevens is a very decent fighter. His record stands at 25-3. One of those losses by KO, but with 25 wins, he has 18 knockouts to his credit, and he's going up against Gennady Golovkin. And it will be for the WBA World Middleweight title, so that's high stakes in Madison Square Garden, MSG. And Curtis Stevens coming off a 4-fight win streak, knocking out guys like Romaro Johnson, Evan Ayala, Saul Roman, and a decision victory over Derek Finley. These are not the best names to have on your record. In fact, he lost to Jesse Brinkley by unanimous decision. If you know who Jesse Brinkley is, he's one of the bums from the Contender series. So, it's a shame he lost that fight because on his 4-fight win streak, he has looked much better. He also lost to Andre Durrell, and he avenged his first loss where he got knocked out in 8. He actually got knocked out in the 8th round by Marcos Primera, but he went on to avenge that by unanimous decision. So Curtis Stevens, decent fighter, solid power. That's what we know about him. He can knock you out with one shot, and that's with the left hook, that big left hook that took out Sal Roman. Is Golovkin open for that left hook? It depends how he fights. He's a smart fighter. Golovkin's very intelligent, a massive amateur pedigree, and 24 knockouts with his 27 victories. This guy has an extremely high knockout ratio, and he throws a great jab. Puts a lot of pressure on opponents. But I wonder if he fights a little more intelligently against a guy with such a big left hook. I think he will. I think he's going to have to, because if he gets countered on one of these big shots, he can go to sleep. That is a distinct possibility with a guy like Curtis Stevens. All he needs is one big shot. That's all he needs, and he knows how to set it up, as he did with Sal Roman, as he did with previous knockout victims. This guy's a heck of a puncher, and if he puts it together, it could be lights out. And he knows how to counter off the jab. As long as his opponent is vulnerable for a shot, he knows how to set it up. However, he hasn't faced too many world-class opposition. He hasn't faced any world-class opposition, Curtis Stevens. So this is a big step up for him. Huge step up. And he's going up against a guy who's seen it all in the amateurs. And he's going up the rankings right now. Fought the likes of Ashita, Matthew Macklin, Gabe Rosado, and Proxa. So those are 4 decent fighters. 2 of them were true middleweights. The other 2 were sort of blown up welterweights. So it tells you Golovkin is still making a name for himself. And, when it comes down to it, I see Golovkin as a more skilled guy. I see him as the kind of guy that will be able to adjust when he needs to. And I think Curtis Stevens only has 1 or 2 gears with him, where Golovkin might have 3 or 4. I think Golovkin has good enough foot movement to, because he keeps his chin out there. He's got to depend on his feet for defense and his guard. He doesn't have too much head movement, which can be an issue with Golovkin. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does get hurt. but I think Golovkin is good enough at this level to where even if he gets hurt, I'm not gonna say, because anyone can get hurt and get knocked out, but I think at this level where Golovkin is, he should be able to recover and still win rounds, even if he gets hurt. I think a lot of us are high on Golovkin, and I think he's gonna prove his worth against Curtis Stevens. I think this is the kind of guy that'll test him in ways other opponents haven't, and I expect Golovkin to come through with flying colors and either win by decision or by knockout, preferably by knockout, because Stevens has been KO'd before, and he's also going up against the biggest puncher he's faced in his whole career. So this is a real interesting fight. I'm gonna go with Golovkin here by KO, seventh or eighth round. I'll go Golovkin, but I wouldn't be surprised if Steven pulled this shit out. And if you want to take a shot, if you want to take your one big shot, Stevens by KO, you're gonna get great odds on that one, and just hedge it with Golovkin by KO. So let me know what you guys think. It is what it is. Peace out. Take care.